so since this is the sheet you're going to turn in, go ahead and write your name on here. Since it's not notes in an assignment, since it's all one together, put your hour on it, especially if you're in Miss Vandervoort's class. Also, message to Mrs. Vandervoort's class, please write your name so I can read them, because I don't know your names as well as I know my kids' names. That's all. All right, so today for Geometry Boot Camp, day 4 of 5. So we've got today and tomorrow, and then we're done with Geometry Boot Camp. We are graphing lines. Graphing lines. We are going to start by converting to slope-intercept form by solving for y. So the lines that we're giving you today are in what's called standard form, where x and y are on the left side. We are going to solve for y, and then we are going to graph the line. So once we get it in slope-intercept form, it's going to look like this. Y equals mx plus b. In slope-intercept form, does anybody remember what my m stands for? Hint, it's called slope-intercept form. What is my m? Close. The other one. My slope. So m is my slope. And slope is always going to be my rise over my run right. Then my b is my intercept. So it goes in order of slope and then intercept. And I spelled intercept wrong. And it's also specifically our y-intercept. So it's called slope intercept form, but it's our slope and our y-intercept. So once we convert to slope-intercept form and we get y by itself, we will be able to start at our y-intercept on our y-axis, and then we'll be able to graph our slope by doing our rise or our fall over our run to the right. Do you have a question right now?
About how do you spell intercept again?
Which word?
Intercept?
I-N-T-E-R-C-E-P-T.
You fixed it?
Yeah, I just had to squeeze the P in there. Okay, so to convert to slope-intercept form for today, we are always going to do 2 steps. The first step that we are going to do is we are going to get rid of the x. Well, we're not going to get rid of it. We're going to move the x from one side of the equation to the other by using opposite operations. So this first one, we have just an x by itself. I'm going to go ahead and put an imaginary 1 in front of that. And then I'm going to subtract 1x from both sides of my equation. So minus 1x minus 1x. On the left side of my equation, that leaves behind a 3y. And then on the right side of my equation, I have a negative 12 and I have negative 1x. First of all, we cannot combine those. We cannot do negative 12 minus 1 because negative 12 is a constant. It's a number without an x. And then the negative 1x has an x with it. So we can't combine because they're not like terms. So we're going to keep them separate. Also, because we want to be in this form with our x first and then our number by itself, we're going to put the negative 1x first. So we're going to have negative 1x, and then we're going to have minus 12. So instead of doing negative 12 minus 1x, we're going to do minus 1x minus 12. Any questions about that step? You subtracted 1x from both sides. Okay, next thing we need to do is we need to get y by itself. What is keeping y from being by itself? 3. What operation is happening between that 3 and that y? Times multiplication. What's the opposite of that? Division. So we're going to divide by 3 everywhere. So divide by 3 here, here, and here. So I'm dividing everything by 3. So now those 3's cancel. So I've got y equals, and then I've got negative 1 over 3. That does not divide out evenly, but we are going to leave it as a fraction because we like when our slopes are fractions actually. So we've got negative 1 over 3x minus 12 over 3. We can divide that one out. That's going to be negative 4 because negative 12 divided by 3 is negative 4. So now I have y equals negative 1/3 x minus 4. I'm going to fix this 3 because it doesn't necessarily look like a 3 right now. There we go. Much better. Okay. Any questions right now? Okay. We can go ahead and graph that then. So we are going to start our graph at negative 4 on our y-axis. So on our y-axis, we start down here at negative 4. Then we are going to graph a slope of negative 1/3. That means we go down 1, right 3. So go down 1, right 3. Down 1, right 3. We always go up or down, and then we always go to the right. Then, once we've done that, to make our graph extend the other way, we can now reverse them both and go up 1, left 3, up 1, left 3. And then we can connect those. I don't have a ruler up here, so I'm going to use this envelope. Connect it into a nice straight line. And we can put arrows on the both ends because this line goes forever and ever. Okay, questions right now? Hey, we're going to do one more, and then I'm going to tell you one thing right now because we're not going to see this on an example, but I'm going to tell you one thing right now, and then we'll do one more. If our fraction is, or if our slope is not a fraction, let's just say it was like negative 1 or negative 3 or positive 3, whatever it is. If it's just a number, not a fraction, you can make it a fraction by putting it over 1. I think you might need to do that on the back one time, so that's why I'm telling you. All right, let's keep going. Next one, we're going to do the same 2 steps. We're going to get rid of that 2x by subtracting 2x from both sides. If it was already negative, we would add it to both sides. We always do the opposite. So if it was negative 2x to start, we would add it to both sides. I'm not sure if that happens any. No, it doesn't. So you would always subtract. Okay, so then we've got negative 4y on the left now equals, and then we've got the negative 8 and the negative 2x, but we're going to put the x's first. We'll do minus 2x minus 8. Then to get y by itself, we need to get rid of that negative 4. Negative 4y means negative 4 times y. So we're going to divide both sides by negative 4. I'll divide both things over here. So then we've got y equals, and then we're going to talk about all of this stuff because it simplifies out a little bit weird. So first of all, we've got negative 2 over negative 4. What does the negative over a negative do? Becomes positive. And then 2 over 4, what fraction can 2 over 4 be reduced to? 1 over 2, 1/2. If you think about like a personal pan pizza that's cut into 4 little slices, you know those little pizzas? The ones that you get from like the gas station when you're on a road trip and they're never as good as you want them to be. If you eat 2 of those 4 slices, it's half the pizza. So 1/2 x. And then negative 8 over negative 4. The negative over negative cancels out into a positive. And then 8 divided by 4 is 2. So that means my y-intercept is 2. And then my slope is 1/2, which means I go up 1, right 2. I have a positive slope this time. I can do that all the way across. And then if I want to, I can go back in the other direction. And I just reverse them both. So I go down 1, left 2. Let me find my envelope I'm using instead of a ruler, should I? And there we go. So you guys have 4 problems on the back that you need to convert to slope-intercept form and then graph. If you would like to have us check each problem one at a time, we can. If you would like to convert all 4 of them, and then we can check your converting, and then you can graph all 4 of them, you can do that. Whatever works for you best, let us know. but go ahead and get to work. Bye, video.